Hi everyone, it's Mary with a passion for paper. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working with some beautiful images of these adorable little girls as a part of my design team project for Odulcina. And I actually just hand tore this fabric that is available in Odulcina's Etsy shop, and I will link her Etsy shop below. And there are a few different ways you can purchase these adorable little girls on the fabric. I just want to show you, here is a larger piece of the fabric that I used to hand tear these adorable little girls off of, and then I put it in just a bit of tea to dye it, since I'm going for a little bit more of the aged look. So this is on beautiful white cotton fabric. You can see the fabric tears beautifully. It has this lovely fringe on all of the sides, and I just took a little snip and cut some of these out. Well, actually, I hand tore them out. Let's go ahead and just do another one so you can kind of see how easy this rips. You just cut a tiny little start and tear it right down like that. Easy peasy. And then you can do the same going the other direction. And I'll just do that between these two. Just kind of eyeball it there. Just a little cut and a tear. And again, you can use these as is, or you could tea dye them, which is what I did here. I just put it in a dye bath with a little bit of tea and got that lovely neutral color there. So this is, again, beautiful fabric available in Odulcina's Etsy shop. And this is the second project I've used these adorable little girls in. You can check out my channel for the other one. I just kind of got inspired by these and wanted to start off the new year with a project using these and creating a new little journal. So I just assembled a few things that we could just craft with and have a little craft with me video. I am planning to probably sew this piece of fabric onto this lovely piece of coffee dyed artist paper. I love the way it looks, just kind of as a little frame. And then I'm not sure what I'm doing next, but I thought we could create some things together. This is a page for a journal, and that I had already kind of embellished with some of these fun little things here. And it is coffee and tea dyed paper. So that was one idea that I kind of was toying with. And then I have just another way that I like to work is just having these little packets. So I gather a bunch of papers together and I put them in little kind of journal starters, so to speak. So you can see I have a lot of them here, and this is just one little handful that I grabbed out of my bin. And they all have this gorgeous neutral coffee dyed paper as their base, and then I just gather other papers together, and then I kind of go through them and pick and choose for the particular journal that I'm working on. These were just a couple of, I just love this, how we can make even our current journals fun and aged looking a bit. I just coffee and tea dyed this January 2025, little paper calendar piece there, and I love these. These I made copies of, some ledger pages from my stash, and then coffee and tea dyed them so they have that beautiful aged look as well. And Janvier, our lovely French, I believe this is the same page, so you can see how it looks in two different sizes. And with the different shading, they came out quite a bit different. Lundi, and then we have the 9th and 10th, so Lundi, Mardi. And I am learning my French on the Duolingo still. I believe I'm on like 72-day streak or something. So that's been really fun. I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. This is the beginning. Well, it's not the beginning. It's I haven't finished it, but I have been pulling together. This is from one of Odulcina's kits. Beautiful image here, and then just gathering more papers. I have some vintage authentic book page, and I love these sample stamps, and I've just been stamping some of these pages. So this is getting ready to go in one of these journals. And then let's take a look at this first one again, the sample stamp, and then lots of lovely aged papers, and have a great collection of these vintage French book pages. And I love the variety of papers. I like to put all different sizes. This one is really torn crazy there. I think I'll just take that top piece off. But this is beautiful. I coffee and tea dyed some tissue paper, and I really love the sound of it. I love how it comes out and that you can kind of see behind it. So like, for example, if I was to put something behind it, you could still see. I think that's so fun. So that's an idea for putting something in there. And then I haven't bound this obviously yet because I like to move the papers all around, but this is a beautiful pattern. This is sewing pattern paper, and I just put some white acrylic paint stenciled on here, this beautiful pattern, and I just love how that came out. And we have some more French book pages, and this is nice because it's a little bit bigger of a page. I have some of these lovely French script pages. I believe this is Ruby and Pearl French script. And again, these have all been coffee and tea dyed. Here's a really fun French book page, and I love the number 111. Like if I see 111 or 1111, it's very exciting. So I wanted to put that in there front and center. And this is like a 2-page spread that stayed together. So I'm just leaving it there. So pages in this lovely journal. This is a little bit grungy, but I love all the different sizes. Here we have some lined paper, smaller paper, taller paper, and they're all a little different thickness. And so they feel great as you're turning the pages. So I just want to build this up a bit. So I'm going to kind of look through my other stash and see what might be fun to put in there. I think we can see both of these. Yep. Okay, so jupe. Now I know that means skirt because I learned that in my Duolingo. That's so fun. Okay, and then we have some English book page as well as French book page. This is really pretty with grunginess. Kind of like how that might look, even with something like this. It's pretty. Not quite. Although her hair looks really nice with that color. I might want to put her in a more of a blue journal because she has a bit of blue on her dress. Here's another page of the tissue paper. Let's see, I like those lines. Something along the lines of a page like this. I'm going to set in here. I really like to vary the sizes. I think that looks so nice to have a variety of sizes. Now this is cool. This is just a little piece of fabric that has been coffee and tea dyed, but I might not put that in there because I think it looks better in this shorter journal. Now here's a piece that I haven't put in yet. This is craft paper, so that would be a great addition. And then I have some that have been, these look like they were torn from special ruler that has that lovely tear edge. So I'm going to add one of these. And so I think that's good for this little batch. Ooh, that's kind of pretty with the butterfly on it. Let's just see if there's something a little different in here. Now this is kind of cool. It's that same French book page, but I stamped a bunch of things on top of it. Kind of like how that looks. But I do already have one in there. This is French and English dictionary. This one already has a nice little cluster on it. Ooh, this is pretty. And I like this. So let's take these. And I want to mix these up. I'm going to put, I think this would look good here. So when you're coming through, you can see both of those together. And then I want to peek something out the top. I like this one because it has that really pretty stencil pattern, and I get that with a double dye process of putting a plastic tablecloth that looks lacy on top of coffee dyed paper and then spraying it. I think I might do something. I'm going to mix up, see, these two pages are very grungy, and I think that would be nice to mix up with some more delicate and fancy. I like to mix the grungy and the elegant together. And this also I think is so pretty. I love that stamp. Or punch out. I borrowed that from my sister when I was visiting her, and I brought it home with me. So this would be a great place to use it. This is a really beautiful page. Love the patina on there. See, we have a couple in a row there. So a cute little butterfly stamp. This was a rose stamp. And here we have another collection. I like that pear stamp. This is very pretty. Ooh, see, now this is a little unusual. This could go in between two that are kind of similar. So you see when I'm going here, like, oh, these two are very similar. So it'd be a great spot to mix it up a little. Something a bit different. And then I think most of these are also, ooh, this is an interesting one. And this is too. But I want to pull this out. This is really nice. Again, with the white acrylic paint, and this is on coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to move it not right next to that, but somewhere. Ooh, I think it would look lovely right there. So that's fun. The cashier. Interesting. So you can see I've just been stamping randomly in these little booklets so that when I'm ready to use a piece of this, it's already stamped, which is kind of neat. This was from another little booklet. I like to have a little more music page in there, so I'll pull that out. This one's been stamped with some numbers and a lot more. Here's a page, a fabric page, which is fun. These have several that are quite similar to one another. Okay, so I do want to find a spot for this. I like that music page. And the patina is beautiful on there. looking for, oh, now, maybe, don't want to cover up my favorite number 111, but see, I kind of like that. And if I bring this down a bit, then we have a lot more of the layering up this way, and I really like how that looks. And that's I want it to be somewhere near the front because I think it's so nice to have the music page in there. Okay, so we'll just pause there for a minute and see if there's something else. Another one of the sample stamps. Love it. This is a really nice booklet, and these are interesting because these are all the same pretty much. One little different guy in there. And some really grungy pages. French book page. This is from Sam Poole. Lady in White kit. I recognize it. So this is from my private stash. Some original ephemera. Let's see what else I might want to use. Now, this is from my private stash. I really like this one. It's a beautiful French ephemera, 1947 it looks like. So let's see if there's a spot to add that in. This is another piece of fabric, book page. I do sell these fabrics in my Etsy shop if you'd like to take a look. This is, again, fabric that I do a double dye process where I have stencils that I put on top of it, spray it with more coffee, and then add it as a page into my journal. And it's just really nice with the texture as well as the colors. Oh, I love that. Place de la Madeleine in Paris. That feels good. So some more book pages. Oh, this has already made a little pocket. That's cool. Some more craft paper. Okay. Ooh, this is a beauty. I love this page. Okay. So I have made a few things in here. This is an index card. Interesting. Okay. Now, I'm gonna pull this off to the side. I have these two pieces that I got from there. Let's see if there's a place we can put Andre Burdell. And then this is a beautiful page also from my private collection. It is from, nice little tear there, makes it look very old and a little bit distressed here. Has been coffee and tea dyed, but this paper is from an old cahier, like a composition notebook, and this was a blank page, which is pretty fun. I had some pages obviously had writing on them because they are meant to be used. There's a lot of math problems, which is really fun. But this was a blank page, so I think that would go really nicely in there. These are all different size pages. Again, I think those are, oh, great. But here, this is fun. Look at this beautiful heart-shaped doily. And I've just folded that to make it into a book page. So this is really pretty. It kind of reminds me of that. Let's see if it might go in here. I'm not really a fan of it there because of all of this busyness. Let's keep looking. Thinking in front of this page might be nice. Or, let's see right in here might be a good spot for it. It'd be nice to see it peeking above this. You can kind of get an idea of that beautiful curve there. Yeah, I like it right there. Anything else interesting? Ooh, I like this paper. This is interesting. This is like sandwich paper. And I folded it here into a nice little shape. That gives a lot of texture. I think it would look really nice in here by these grungy papers. I'll leave it poking out there. Yeah, see, that's nice. And it's interesting feel to it, something different as you're turning the pages. So that's going to be nice. Let's see if there's anything else. Now here I have a beautiful French stamp there. This is, oh, some more of that gorgeous. That's so pretty. I love that. Let's see. That's a maybe. These are pretty. We have another stamp here. Oh, this even has a little pocket. That's nice. And the number 7. Okay, let's see if I could find a spot for this. You can see it's one of the wider pages, but it might go nice next to this to help that to have something wider so it's not just sticking out by itself. I think that would be really good. Just right in there. Okay. And then we have another thicker piece if we want to put that later on. Make it so it's not the only page that's sticking out further. And I will experiment with these. If there seems like they're sticking out too far and there's not enough other ones sticking out too far, I might just tear them or fold them in so that it won't be too mix and match. Here's more of that beautiful music sheet, more French book page, pattern paper. Oh, that's pretty. Madame Bovary. Love that. I'm gonna take that out because I kind of like that for a cover on something. And then I have several pages of these thicker sheets. That's nice. Let's try one of these in there. Yeah. Starting to shape up pretty nicely. All those different lovely aged grungy pages with a lot of variety. And that's what one of the joys is of having all these different little booklets and groupings to pick from. I can get a lot of different types of papers in here and just start building it up, which I like. I think I'm going to do another wider one here. And then the other thing I like to do is pull out different files. I have file folders of all sorts of different things that I could put into a journal. And so that's one of the methods was going through all these little booklets. This is really pretty. I love this. This was, again, the white acrylic paint stencil onto coffee dyed paper. And since we've already got a few of those in here, that's, you know, going to make it have some continuity. I think that will be so nice. I'm just going to go ahead and add this in there so that we have a few different pages with that lovely acrylic paint. And let's see what else I have here. I'm going to show you what else I might want to put into there. So, as I was saying, I have these folders that I, to keep me organized. And so this is from the Odulcina Etsy shop. Just a lot of different printables that I have printed. I have leftover pages from other projects. These are adorable little images. Some things have just been printed and cut. And other things have been coffee and tea dyed like this. Oh, this is just a regular piece of paper. So you can see I have quite an assortment. Looks like I started making a little booklet here. And so that was inside this. This is from Odulcina's Etsy shop. Now she does have two Etsy shops and I will link them both below. One is for digitals and the other one is for things that you will actually get sent to you in the mail, like these adorable little girls on this fabric. And there's lots of other fabrics that she has available. In fact, I can show you a few of the other fabrics I have here. Just to give you an idea, I saved this little piece. And then we have some labels, a lot of beautiful French things. And I have done other videos on some of these other beautiful pieces of fabric. But just to give you an idea, lots of nice things to look at and order from her Etsy shop. I think these are so pretty too. And they're all such nice quality, and they all match together. So I am planning something special for this fabric. I want to put it in a avocado dyed journal because I love working with those too. And then there's beautiful trims that you can also purchase. These love the green ones, and there's also green fabric. Love the stripes, and there's polka dots. So yeah, I just would definitely recommend that you go take a look at Odulcina's Etsy shops. And there are just so many fun things in there. I love these little cutouts. And these are all things from Odulcina's Etsy shop. Cute. And I love that they match. And these little goodies here, the little hangers, just so much fun to go through. So I'll be adding a few of these things. I think this is something that we could definitely add into our journal. And same with this. I love that I printed double-sided front and back here. This is, so these are white on the back. This one has been coffee dyed on the back. I think I'll take that out. And then we have some cards, which are great. Now these are just printed out on white cardstock, but I can back that with some coffee and tea dyed paper. And these are great little sheets you can put on something like this. I can make a nice little card covering it with this paper. It's another idea. And beautiful patterns. Again, these are from her Etsy shop with the printables. And these are the Monochrome Mlles. I love these. I use these a lot. And I have these printed in several different sizes. See this one, how small it is here. I printed it out larger, and you can see I turned it into this beautiful piece of ephemera that has some embossed paper, the Madame Bovary vintage French book, and some coffee dyed artist paper. And I just machine sewed around the edge there. but that's her. And you can see it's a slightly different tone, different size. So they're really versatile. You can just do so many different things with them. So, and then these beautiful pages. So love that. Let's see. Okay. I think that's pretty much what I'm going to use for now in this journal. So I will just kind of add this in, and I think that will be a really great start. So here's just another little page, kind of pop that in there. And I will do the same with this one, probably tear it down a bit, and same with these. Just look for a spot, add them in, and then I'm going to add a couple more of these little girls on the fabric. I love them. So I think that's a pretty good assortment of papers. The French book pages always look great. French script. This would be a nice place to get a little something more with some color. Put that in. And I love adding music sheets, especially the authentic music page. This is digital from my own stash of authentic French ephemera. I still purchase a lot of French ephemera. I love it. Check out my last video that I posted. My Secret Santa got me some beautiful French ephemera from an Etsy shop I had never heard of before, so that was really fun. I did a video on that just a few days ago, posted it, and then this craft paper is so fun. I feel like that would look nice with the little girl on it too, because I feel like craft paper is just such a good thing for the background. It makes such a nice little frame around the pictures. If I just did a little sewing there, I think that would be great. So you can see my process. I just like to gather a lot of different kinds of pages, different textures, different tones. You know, some are more grungy, some are a little more elegant. Some have stamping, some have acrylic paint on them, and they're mixed in with authentic vintage book pages. And I will probably be adding more authentic vintage ephemera in the next video. So I'm so glad that you came along with me on this journey of getting this started, and I will come back and show you some more things in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.